What's up YouTube, it's Jake from Jpgames here, bringing you guys another Yugioh Duel Links deck profile. Today guys, we are going over the new Cyber Dragon deck that I'm running. The new Cyber Dragon's support just came out in Future Horizon, excuse me, and it is phenomenal. Basically every deck, or every duel that I've won this in PvP so far has been with Cyber Dragons, and we're only 6 days into the month. On top of that, I haven't played for like 3 days out of these 6, so it's really good. And I don't even have the full support, but it's phenomenal. Love Cyber Dragons anyways. But the new deck is really awesome as well. So we're going to be going over deck profile today, and then in the future we are going to be actually doing some PvP duels with this deck. So, before we get into the video, I do want to mention that I offer custom logos, playmats, posters, and layouts. On the screen are some examples, and where you can purchase them on my Instagram or my eBay account. Both those links are also in the description box. Now, let's get into the video. So, we're going to be using Zane, of course, Cyber Dragons. You gotta use Zane. So, using Zane, and with the skill, Cyber Style, phenomenal skill here. It basically, hold on, I'll give you the exact oh no, we're not doing that exact deck. Cyber Style, where are you? Okay, can be used if your life points are at 3,000 or below. Play one Proto Cyber Dragon in attack position from outside your deck every 1,000 life points below 4,000. Blah blah. That doesn't really matter, the end part, but super awesome. It basically gives you Cyber Dragon because this card name becomes Cyber Dragon while it's on the field. So it's a free, it's not free, you're losing life points, but it's a Cyber Dragon that is easily summoned to the field. So these are the cards we are running in the deck. Again, not at full strength, but this deck has gotten me 30 wins from high silver into gold. I basically ran through silver like in really short time. I ran through it. So yeah, going over the deck now. Playing 2 Cyber Dragons. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Great. Going second. Obviously, everyone knows those Cyber Dragons love going second. A really cool thing though you can do if you go first. So you just pass. Or you can set one of your traps or the econ if you have it. So you pass, and then hopefully they attack into you. So then you lose whatever. Say you lose like 1,500 points of damage, life points, and you have Cyber Dragon in your hand, or any of these plus Cyber Dragon. Veer, use your skill, use Veer, and then normal summon someone else, or use the skill on Veer. Really awesome. You can easily get out your new Chimera Tech Rampage, Cyber Twin. Phenomenal. Okay, so back to the deck though. I'm getting sidetracked. Cyber Dragon Veer. This card names become Cyber Dragon while on the field or graveyard. If you normal or special summon a Cyber Dragon except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Really good. You can only use this effect once per turn, and then each Cyber Dragon you control gains 500 attack. So that's really good as well. Especially if you have the actual Cyber Dragon on the field, that helps you get over some monsters there. Cyber Dragon Veer, really good card. It's another easy special summon out into him. Next, 2 Cyber Dragon Drays. When this card's normal summon, you can make all Cyber Dragons you control become level 5. Not really the best effect for not having the Xyz of Cyber Dragons, but again, it becomes a Cyber Dragon on the field. You cannot special summon any monsters during the turn you activate this effect, except machines. Fine, because you're only summoning Cyber Dragons. And then, if this card is banished, you can target one Cyber Dragon you control. It can either start battle or card effects this turn. And again, it becomes a Cyber Dragon on the field or in the grave. But the banishing effect is really good as well if this card's banished, because you're going to be using some, actually only one banishing fusion spell. If you could get more of Overload Fusion, definitely do it. But still works out great. Next, now I'm not sure if I want to keep Cyber Dragons away at 2. It's not the greatest Cyber Dragon, but you can use Chimera Tech Rampage to dump him from your deck to the grave, and his name becomes Cyber Dragon while in the grave, which is pretty useful. So we'll be going over a little bit more on that trick per se once we go over the fusions. But that's Cyber Dragon's way. Next is Cyber Dragon Core. Really good card. Got both of him in the Future Horizon. I keep saying Future Fusion. But Cyber Dragon Core. When this card is normal summon, to add one Cyber Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand. Searches out Cybernetic Fusion support, your Cyberload Fusions, as well as your one Cyber Repair Plant. Blah, blah, blah. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Special summon one Cyber Dragon monster from your deck. You can only use one Cyber Dragon Core effect once per turn. This name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. Really good card. Again, the becoming Cyber Dragon on the field and in the graveyard is really good. Searching out essentially your fusion spells or your fusion support, which is really good. Using that with the skill, which again we'll go over more once we go over fusion support. Cyber Dragon Core is really good. Again, if we do get Xyz in the future, getting some machine dupes would be really, really big for this. If you guys played in the TCG at all, Cyber Dragon Core, use machine dupe on it, basically brings out your 3 Cyber Dragons, and you can go into your Cyber Dragon plays from there. So, really good card. Again, phenomenal. Searches out all of your Cyber Dragon spell cards. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Again, the common theme is every one of these cards becomes Cyber Dragon in some way, shape, or form. Going over the fusions. So one Overload fusion, banish from your side of the field or your graveyard the fusion materials that are listed on a Dark Machine type fusion monster. Then special summon that fusion machine monster from your deck. This is really good because a lot of these cards become a Cyber Dragon in the grave, so you can banish those from the grave using Overload Fusion. Great card, or Fusion Summon from your graveyard to banish them. You guys get the deal. Next, 2 Cyber Load Fusions. Fusion Summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck that lists a Cyber Dragon monster as material by shuffling the materials listed on it back into your deck. So it's got that recycle feature, which is really good, as well as it doesn't limit you to dark. That's the only complaint about Overload Fusion, is that it only limits you to dark, so you cannot summon out your Cyber Ends or your Cyber Twins. Okay, so Fusion Summon, you're able to use field or face-up banish cards, but monsters you control cannot attack except the Fusion Summon monster. Pretty good. You can only use it once per turn. Actually, it's a really good card. My kind of main fusion, due to the fact that you can Fusion Summon field, banished, it gets recycled, all that good stuff. Next, I'm playing 1 Evolution Burst. You control a Cyber Dragon card, target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. These Cyber Dragons can attack. Again, it's just kind of, this helps really destroying back rows. If you don't have any of your fusion spells and you have this, you can use it. Again, definitely a one of, don't play more than 1, but it's a pretty good card there. Oops. Cyber Repair Plant. If a Cyber Dragon is in your graveyard, you can activate one of these effects. If you have more than 3 Cyber Dragons in your graveyard, activate both. So its effects are, add 1 Light Machine type monster from your deck to your hand, searches out all of your Cyber Dragon stuffs, or you can target 1 Light Machine type monster in your graveyard, shuffle that back into the deck. Really good. It's kind of a searcher. You do have to have a Cyber Dragon in your grave, which is unfortunate. And if you are fusioning, one thing to keep in note, if you're fusioning with Cyber Load Fusion, it goes back into the deck. So you can't combo off with Cyber Load and then use Cyber Repair Plan to get everything back, or get one of them back at least. But again, it's still a really good card. More late game, or if you use Poly, you can use combo it off with that. So you kind of just, be careful if you're going to use Cyber Load Fusion or Polymerization with that. And then using Cyber Repair Plan. So just kind of a little tip, tidbit there, all that good stuff. Next is Cybernetic Fusion Support. This card is absolutely phenomenal. So you pay half your life points once, and then if you fusion summon a machine type fusion monster, you can banish monsters from your hand, graveyard, or field as fusion materials. That second effect is really good. If you use any of your other fusion spells before this that either banishes it or it's Overload or Polymerization, which puts them in the grave. you can basically use those cards that are not in the field or your hand as part of the fusion summon, which is huge, absolutely huge. And then the main reason I am using this card is so if you pay half your life points, you then have free access to use your Cyber Style skill, which can get you, if you start 4,000, get you down to 2,000, it gets you 2 Cyber Dragons. It's phenomenal. I absolutely love this card. And for so an example is, say you go first, pass, your opponent goes, or say your opponent goes first, right? So your opponent goes, whatever, summons a monster. Okay, so you can't do anything, right? So, or you can't really use your skill. Not that you can't do anything, you can't use your skill. So, activate Cybernetic Fusion support. 4,000 goes down to 2,000. 2 Cyber Dragons on the field. If you have any one of your Cyber Dragon monsters, you have a Cyber End Dragon, you have Chimera Tech, you have Cyber Twin. You don't even need any other Cyber Dragons. You can get Twin or Chimera Tech right off the start just with this card. Obviously you got to use your fusion spell as well. And then if you are going to use this with your Cyber Style skill and you have the actual Cyber Dragon in your hand, the original Cyber Dragon in your hand, make sure you special summon this card first, then use your skill. Card is great. Econ. Target one face of monster your opponent controls. Chance at battle position. Good. Tribute one monster and target one face of monster your opponent controls. Take control of it. It's Econ's Econ. 2 polys, again, just for more fusion support. And then 1 dimensional prison. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target that attacking monster, banish it. And then Wall of Disruption. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, all attack position monsters your opponent controls lose 800 for each monster they control. 2 staples in my deck. I use those all the time. Every deck I'm using at least 1 Econ, Dimensional Prison, and Wall of Disruption. Just those cards are game changers. So that's kind of the main deck. Again, your main goal is fusion summoning. So the extra deck is full of fusions. 2 Cyber End Dragons, your big boss of the deck. Cyber End Dragon, a fusion summon of 3 Cyber Dragons. Again, all of these cards, all the monsters have a chance to be a Cyber Dragon on the field. So using this, or in the grave. So a fusion summon, blah, 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 3 Cyber Dragons, and then it inflicts piercing damage. Really good. Again, if you go second, you can use, and if you get out your Cyber End Dragon, if your opponent plays a defense position monster, boom, attack into it, all that good stuff. You can do some really good damage. So I'm running 2 Cyber Ends, 1 Chimera Tech Over Dragon. I don't see myself going out into Over Dragon too much, but we're going to still go for effect, obviously. So, must be fusion summoned. Oh, we'll go up here. So, it's going to be a Cyber Dragon and 1 or more machine-type monsters. So, must be fusion summoned, not special summoned, blah, blah. When this card is fusion summoned, send all other cards you control to the graveyard. The original attack and defense of this card each becomes 800 times the number of fusions. So again, 2 fusions, 1,600, 3 fusions, 24. So again, kind of keep that in mind of how many fusion summons or fusion materials you're using. Each turn, this card can attack opponent for the number of fusion materials. So that's good as well. But again, you really got to be careful, because to get them pretty high in attack, you're gonna wanna at least use 3. 3 monsters, or 4 to get you up to 32. So it's a lot. It's using a lot of materials. It's a really good card if you can use it. A lot of materials, as well as it can attack multiple times. The thing you do have to be careful though is, again, when this card's fusion summon, to send all our cards you control to the graveyard. So that means monsters, spells. So it's kind of going to be your last resort, in my opinion, is what I use it for. Again, I don't see myself going on to too much. Kind of your final last resort here. Cyber Twin Dragon, 2 Cyber Dragons, as you guys can see. Basically can attack twice. So for 2 Cyber Dragons, you can attack twice. Really good card, 2,800 attack. And the new boss monster of the deck, a Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. This card is so broken. I have won so many games just with this. So 2 or more Cyber Dragon monsters. I only use 2, honestly. Fusion summon of this card can be done with the fusion above fusion materials. When this card is fusion summoned, you can target Spore Trap cards up to the number of fusion materials. So again, using, if they got two back rows, pop the 2. If they have 3, use 3, 3 materials if you can. Again, 2 is good, obviously, so it can pop back rows. Phenomenal. And then once per turn, you can send up to 2 Light Machine monsters from your deck to your graveyard, and you can gain 1 additional attack. So this is where Cyber Dragon Zwei comes in. Dump both Cyber Dragon Zweis from your deck, and this dude gets 3 attacks. So think about this. You pop two set back row cards, okay? Use 2 Cyber Dragons, you pop 2 back rows. Effect number 1. Use effect number 2. Holding up 3. Dump your 2 Cyber Dragons waste to the graveyard. Okay, so now it gets 3 attacks. You attack, destroy the 1 monster. Attack, attack, game. Clean sweep. Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. Phenomenal card. Absolutely love this card. It's going to be so many games. So that's going to be it for me, guys. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash the like button, smash that subscribe button. If you have any questions or tips, be sure to hit me up in the comment section down below. As well, if you're interested in custom logos, playmats, posters, or layouts, definitely hit me up on here, on Instagram. Link for that's in the description box as well as on the screen at the beginning of the video. Also, you can hit me up on eBay. Link for that's in the description box and at the beginning of the video as well. But again, guys, that's it for me. Smash the like button, smash that subscribe button, and Jake is out.